Hey folks, we are going to talk about inverting intervals. So the first thing that we're going to learn about is the rule of 9. Whenever we invert an interval, we're going to take one and whatever, and we're going to make 9 out of it. So if we have a unison, the inversion of that, in order to make 9, we have to have 8. So an inverted unison is going to be an octave. When we have a second, in order to make 9, when we invert a second, we're going to have a seventh because that equals 9. When we invert a third, we are going to get a sixth. When we invert a fourth, we're going to get a fifth. When we invert a fifth, we're going to get a fourth. When we invert a sixth, we're going to get a third. When we invert a seventh, we're going to get a second. And again, when we invert an octave, we are going to get a unison. So essentially, we're looking to add up to 9. That's the rule of 9 when it comes to that. Now, we're also going to do the opposite of the quality. So if we have a major interval and then we invert it, on the other side, it's going to be a minor. If we have an augmented on one side, we're going to have a diminished on the other side. And if we have perfect, we're going to have perfect. It's going to stay perfect. So if we have a major second, we know that we're going to have a seventh. And if we're starting major, we're going to have a minor seventh on the other side. If we have a perfect fourth, it's going to stay perfect. And we're going to have a perfect fifth on the other side. If we have an augmented fifth, we're going to have a diminished fourth. And you might be like, great, you're saying on the other side. What do you mean by that? Let me show you. Let's do, I shouldn't have erased any of the stuff that I just did. Oh well, we're going to live. So let's write a major second. A to B. Wonderful. On the let's invert it. We have an A, and now we're going to descend. We're going to create a descending interval. That is going to be a minor seventh. Let's see, let's do a sixth. Let's do a minor sixth up. Let's go. There we go. G to E flat up. Keep this the same. G to E flat down. That's going to be a major third down. Let's do augmented. Let's do an augmented fourth up. Let's do G to C sharp. And now let's invert it. We have a diminished fifth. And then we'll do perfect, perfect. So let's do perfect fourth. Perfect fourth. It's going to stay perfect when we invert it. So that is inverting, which helps us to get the descending interval, right? Now, most of these you can check by starting on the bottom, but every once in a great while we get a descending interval that doesn't have a pitch set that we can build a major scale off of, like E double flat, F double sharp, just nutso types of things where it's like, yes, that is technically the correct answer, but we don't have a scale that we can base that off of. So there you go. That is inverting intervals and the rule of 9 and how you invert the qualities. Once again, the one thing I will remind you always, 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 perfect intervals cannot They can never be major or minor. Perfect intervals will never be major or minor. Remember. Okay,